welcome to Stitches and Sundries. My name is Lauren, and there are a bunch of new people here. I'm so freaking amazed at this community. I have to give a big thank you to Megan at the Seattle Stitcher and Nicole at Thistle and Thread for pointing so many people my way. It's like, I've been doing this for a while and I don't really like try too hard to promote it. It's just kind of fun for me. But it's so nice to see you all here. So if you're new here and you found me through them, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for a bunch of new projects. My name is Lauren. I'm Lauren Up Stitching on Instagram, which I'm semi-okay at posting to. And yeah, this is my little corner Flosstube. I always find it kind of hard to go back with floss tubes because, like, okay, I just saw that project, but so many people have been going back through my stuff, and y'all are very, very wonderful, so I really appreciate that. I reached 500 subscribers. I think I was stuck at like 395, 410. Like, I just kind of kept waffling around there, and they gave me a huge boost, and I really, really appreciate that. So I hope you're all in the mood for some new starts and fun projects. I am freezing to death. It has been so cold here. I live in the mountains of Maryland. So in the US, in Maryland, it's like a hook at the end, and I'm on the hook, and I am in the mountains, and it was Memorial Day weekend. I'm recording this on Memorial Day Monday, and it's a vacation spot, and all the vacationers came in and froze their little tuchuses off. They are so cold. It is so cold and rainy. And I felt bad. They're going home today, and it's the nicest day we've had. I am freezing to death. I am drinking a cup of hot tea, and I have a sweater on for Memorial Day. I'm drinking, this is Night Owl by the Eastern Shore Tea Company, which is an awesome brewer here in Maryland, and it is super tasty. Other than that, not much is going on. I've been doing MAYnia, mini MAYnia for myself, where I have started, I did a start a week for the month of May. So I'm in the last week of May, and I just did my last start. And so I have 5 new starts to share with you all. And other than that, I've just been stitching and enjoying. Honestly, the rain means I don't have to go do yard work, which is fan-freaking-tastic. So I've been enjoying this weather. This is honestly my peak season. Sweaters and sweatshirts, 40 to 60 degrees, prime temperature, rainy. I don't have to go do anything. Just indoors watching movies, stitching. Like, this is fantastic. Loving it. I'm in my basement though, so my toes are cold. And I just saw a cat go, so we might have a cat visitor. All right, so what do I have? Let's talk cross stitch. This is what we all care about. I have, all right. I didn't bring my list. Okay, I have 3 fully finished objects. I have 2 finishes. I have 5 new starts, and I have, I think, 4 whips, 4 of my older projects that I'm working on. I am not a 100 start girly. It's just not in me. I'm too anal retentive to handle that. But I try to have a variety of cool projects going. That makes me happy. Oh, I have these sitting here and I completely forgot. I might bump the camera a lot. I'm on a like kind of precarious desk and all my shit's all over it. So I have to show this off. So a really long time ago, I got this little pin cushion at an antique store. And you cannot tell me those are not the cutest little. They're Chinese gymnasts, and they're like around a big ball, and they're so gosh darn cute. I've had this one for a while. He's like not exactly the cleanest thing on earth, but he's cute. And then I was just at a yard sale earlier in the month when it was a little nicer out, and I found this little notions box. How cute. So now I have 2 of them. for. Right above my head, you can kind of see one of my little thingies hanging. Are little shelves that I keep all my little sewing and all my ort jars and things like that. So they have a home. That's neither here nor there. They were just cute and I had them sitting here, so I had to talk about them. All right. Let's do some full finishes. Let's do some full finishes. We'll work towards the new starts. So I posted this one on Instagram, but I will do it here as well. This is Infinite Diversity by the Happy Sloth. It is a Star Trek quote. I'm a big Trek fan, love it. And I've had this done since last year. It's been sitting around waiting for the perfect frame. And I don't know that I found the perfect frame, but I found a pretty darn good one. So I wanted to do this roughed up rainbow texture. Like I knew was what I wanted to do, but I needed a frame with enough texture in the, what's the word? In the frame, I guess. Enough texture in the around it to get that roughed up thing. And I just couldn't find one. Couldn't find one that was the right size, or it was really like cheap plastic and was just like, if I took a scrub brush to it, it was scrubbing the plastic away. So I found this, I believe it was originally it was a mirror, but I think it was a tray for like jewelry at Michael's on their clearance section. And I just thought the bows were very cute. I don't know. So I did the rainbow texture. And I think it turned out really super good with the colors all shining through. And I love the white. I think it makes the black really pop. And this is done. And it's going to go right there. You can see where it was hung up before I filming. So it's going to go right there. And I think it's so pretty. I love how it turned out. And yeah. This was a pretty easy finish all in all. But it was fun to do something different. So that is one from last year that I've been like meaning and trying to get finished. Now it's done. Super cute. All right. Gotta move something aside. Oh, should I hold that one? I think I'm gonna hold that one. Second one is also a finish from last year that I, again, needed. I actually had this frame. I just needed it painted and cleaned up a little bit. And I just kind of couldn't get my shit together to do that. But I have finally. So, see my whole bedroom. Storage room. So this is You Rock by Stitchrovia. And I stitched this on 28 count sunflower from BeStitchMe. And it looks so amazing. So amazing. I absolutely love it. And I just needed I had this square frame. It was orange and I needed to just paint it black and let it pop. And so now this one is all done and it is getting put up. I am getting a record player. Oh, I have a cheap record player, but I'm getting a nicer record player. This is going to go near that. So I'm trying not to get the whole phone and everything in. It's not working very well. So that is done. Again, I finished this, I think, in December of last year, and it's just been getting things together to get it finished. My third finish, I'm going to hold for a minute. I have reasons why, and I'll show you. So those are my fully finished objects, and I had one finish, just finished object, not fully finished. And so I'm going to put the picture in here. This is Victorian Funerary Urn by Night Spirit Studio. And I asked in my last episode, oh, should I put an outline on it or should I not? And people were so nice, but very few people answered that question. So I just went with what I wanted. And I left it without an outline. And I think that looks great. I was really torn on it, but as I finished it up, I was like, nope, no outline. It looks very fresh, very spring. I think someone did vote actually for no outline. So, very cool. I really enjoyed that. So now I have this done for my spring decorations and things like that. And I love a little bit of spooky. Like, you're like, is she... My question I always want people to ask is, did she forget to take her Halloween decorations down? Or is that there on purpose? That's what I want. And things like this, where it's like, oh, pretty flowers in a vase. And I know that it's a funerary urn. I like that kind of stuff. I like that kind of stuff. This is a tube like you buy Aida in. And that's how I store my finished works. And I keep them in just on a bookcase, but away from the sun. So even if they've been sitting there for almost a year, other projects, they don't get like sun bleached and stuff. And once they're ironed, I don't really need to re-iron them, even though they're like, they don't get creased. So it only works for, I don't do ginormous projects. So that's helpful. Okay. Whips. Whips. I'm just gonna, my bag is down here, so I'm going to pull from my bag. And I disappear. That's life. I have to carry everything down from upstairs in my stitching spot. That's a new start. Hold on to that. I have a bunch of new starts. All right. So this is my current oldest whip. Is that true? Is that still true? It's looking like it might be. 2023. Sorry if I'm wiggling. It is my current oldest, but not by much. This is Greenhouse of Oddities by Lola Crow. And here's where I was. And I am getting close. Getting close. Hang on. Sorry. Here's where I am. Oh my gosh. I'm down to just one wing of the greenhouse. I finished this entire top with the exploding tree and the little boomerangs that it shoots out. And I'm on to this last little thing. I think I'm at like 85%. Let me look. Let me consult the book. The book has all information. 85%. Look at that. All right, 85%. Once I hit 90, I will go pedal to the floor. I'll become a mono stitcher and get this 90, 95, something like that. I'll just put my pedal down and get this done. It is so pretty. I think Lola Crow does absolutely amazing sals. I have her Haunted Library also on my list to do. I love her stuff in general. A friend of my friend that I did my New Year's catch up with also cross stitches. I'm trying to get everybody in my life to cross stitch. I'm working on it. They don't know it, but they are part of my grand scheme. And we trade like, oh, I found this designer. Oh, I found this designer. So we have a growing list of favorite designers that is like, 2 pages long. Because you can have just one favorite. All right. Second whip. This is Spooky Shelves by The Steady Thread. It was her Halloween sal last year. And I love it so much. I love this stitch. I love this stitch. And some are in there. I put where I am now. Or where I was. Whatever. And here is where I am now. Look at that sheet ghost. I love a sheet ghost. I love that. So I think I had ended. Yeah, I think I had the witch. Yeah, because I talked about her stocking. Yeah, I remember. So I got the Sheet Ghost and that incredible, let me see if I can get a zoom in, that incredibly intricate background done, and 2 poison bottles. I keep saying, like, I am shocked at how detailed this can be. And black work can be pretty detailed. But the legibility of what you're looking at from a distance is so good. I'm stitching this on 18 count something or other. Look. Look. Oh, I'm shaking the camera. I'm bad at this. This is 18 count Conifer Aida from Picture This Plus. And I think it complements the black perfectly. And I am really enjoying this stitch. And I think I only have 2 parts left. Maybe 3. Maybe 3. The next part I kind of got a teeny start on is there's a very intricate doily under the crystal ball, and a clock is the next part. And it's so pretty. It's so pretty. So I am enjoying working on this a lot. And I'm also like, oh yeah, I can't do percentages on this because Pattern Keeper doesn't do back stitching. Not that I'm a big, I've heard that a couple times and I'm like, exactly how would they? How would they mark that off? I mean, I guess it's possible. But anyway. I am really enjoying black work. Definitely when I finish this one, I'm going to keep a black work project on my list, in my rotation, whatever it is. Is this also a whip? Let's find out. Yep. Okay. This is Mushrooms and Toadstools by Forest Embroidery. I think it was their free sale last year. And I love it. And there's where I was. And well, I guess I'll try and get the whole thing in there. Here's where I'm at. I am almost completely done the mushrooms. Very close to getting to the toadstools part of things. And last time, I think I had finished this mushroom, but I now have the basket of mushrooms finished. I'm working on this bottom or middle border, I guess. And this is I think it's called the honey fungus, because these are all edible mushrooms on the top. So that's and I've gotten a little start there, but I mostly worked on this border and basket, which I really like how that basket turned out. So yeah, really, I am doing this on the kit. So the sal is free, but they sell the fabric and the floss, and I'm doing it with the called for, which has this awesome painted motif on it. And I just love these colors. When this is done, this is going into my office. I have a little cubicle, but my cubicle is against a wall, and I've gotten permission to decorate it. And so this is going to be my first thing I bring in. I of course have stuff like around my desk and on my cubicle place, but this is my first like big piece that I can put up on the wall. And I've thought about, I have a couple other mushroom pieces. I really like mushrooms. And just bring in a bunch of mushroom pieces. Or I also have some moths. I also love moths. And just covering my wall in that. Actually, I have a bunch of stuff. I don't think I worked on it this time, but I have a bunch of stuff that is like intended for my work, like that's the wrong bag. I just feel like since we moved into the new building last year, I feel like my cubicle is not, doesn't have enough personality because it's just a cubicle. So. My pile is growing. All right. Is that all the whips? That might be. No, one more. One more whip. Oh, so this one is pretty funny. This is Tea Party by Mama Witch XStitch. That's possums. And here's where I was. And last episode, in the comments, someone was like, I talked about how I like possums. They get a bad rap, and they are, you know, they're not pests. You can have them around. And someone commented about how much of a pest they are. And it wasn't until we kind of like went back and forth, and she's from Australia, New Zealand. And they're related species, but they're not the same. And they are very much a pest. So these are opossums from the Appalachians in America, and they're so cute. Not gonna lie, the New Zealand possums are pretty darn cute too, but I don't necessarily think I want something that pesty around. But I thought it was a very funny conversation. So this is Tea Party, blah, blah, blah. I said all that. Here's where I'm at. They're so cute. I am more than halfway down this sucker. It is a small. I am just blasting through it. They are so cute. I've thought about taking this into work with me, but I like it too much. It's going to be fall decoration. And down here, it's probably like right here. Well, that feels like a perfect spot for Tea Party possums. It's super cute. I really like these colors. One weird thing I did find in the pattern is she uses duplicate symbols. So I stitched some things incorrectly and had to pick them out, because just like Pattern Keeper couldn't pick it up, but I also couldn't pick it up with my own eyes. I have to keep referencing the like printed image to like make sure. So like all this brown, she uses the same symbol for the yellow. So like I had to do some unpicking, but just as long as you know that's what's happening, it's not a big deal. Very cute. I really like this one. I like smalls. I've been really enjoying smalls the last couple years. I feel like I used to start like nothing under 7,000 stitches. And now I'm like, ooh, you say 800 stitches. No, not quite that small, but still. All right. Those are all my whips. It's time for new starts. It's time for my MAYnia starts. So I started one for each week in May. Sorry if I just bumped that. I started one for each week in May. So I'm going to do them in start order, I guess. What do you think? Maybe I should just do them in whatever order I grab them. Now I'm going to try. I'm going to try and be in order. Which one did I start first? Hang on, I got to think. Okay. So the first one I started is in a temporary bag because my sister's awful and hasn't made me a new bag yet. She sews, and so she has to make me things. So this is Plants and Petrichor by Fine Frog Stitching. This has been on my list for a little while. I really liked seeing the Sal last year. And I got a start on it. And so this was my first one. And there it is. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it already. So this is 28 count Gothic from Picture This Plus. And I think it has the perfect Victorian vibes for this. Like I know it's a pretty modern stitch, but it just felt needing such a lush fabric to go with it. So I obviously got started on the window. It's a little hard to tell, but I got a lot of the gray, cloudy, rainy day out there done and filled in a little bit and a good chunk of the frame. I really enjoyed this stitch. It's very pretty. It's very, like I said, it's luscious. It's a luscious stitch. Yeah. And so I'm really liking this. What was I going to say? I've had this is one of the first fabrics I bought for my stash, like my personal stash. And I've been waiting for a piece to use it on, so I am glad it is finding a home, and it's such a pretty piece. Oftentimes when a fabric is very heavily modeled, I struggle with it a little bit. Like I feel like, oh, I want to do something that makes the fabric the star a little bit, you know, like a black work or something, or a black work or a monochrome stitch or something. But I feel like this was perfect for this fabric. I gotta put it in my temporary bag. So I'm one bag short on how many I need. Actually, technically 2 bags. I'll show you. That. Very careful. And this is so this is how I store all my fabric in these bags. And so I have a little thing for, I store them in binders so I can very quickly like flip through and look at them. So this was obviously the bag that Gothic was stored in. And I have like the creator, where I purchased it and when I got it. So you can see I bought this in 2021. I can use it in 2025. So super glad I have that. Oh, I'll show you my, so I don't have one for everything yet because I'm behind, but I always make a page in my stitching journal. And so this was my page for plants and petrichor. It's very vibes based, but I really like how that turned out. So I like to play with things. Sure. I got my nails done, or I did my nails. I think coming out of the, you don't realize how in the seasonal depression you are until you're out of the seasonal depression. You're like, oh, the sunlight on my skin. Oh, it's so good. But depression is so freaking weird because it makes you even stop doing the things that you know would make you feel better. I like to do my nails. I used to do it all the time. Got into a slump. Slump does not allow me to feel better. How stupid is that? The human brain, very weird, very dumb. All right. My next mania start was, well, this one I have to show you over here because not only did I start it, I finished it, and I fully finished it. I'm trying not to show them. See if you can see. Okay, you're going to see my phone. So this is, oh, geez Louise, the reflection's bad because it's domed. The glass is domed. Can you see it? No. I'll try to do that a little bit. So this is Pendulum Board by Bendy Stitchy Designs. I'll put the original up here so you can actually see what it looks like. I did it in a monochrome black and white so that it can go with a set that I already have. I've done a bunch of like divination pieces, and so I want them all to kind of have this monochrome look, and I'm putting them all up in my hallway. And so I wanted this one to go with it. And this was a clock. I think when I tore out the back, oh, my beautiful back. When I tore out the back, I think it was a Hobby Lobby clock, but I got it at a yard sale. And I tore out the clock, which was paper, and like not that sturdy, and fit my piece in there, and it fits pretty darn perfectly. You can't see because of all the reflections, but it fits perfectly. And so I am very pleased with how this came out. And it has a little spot to like, you know, put a nail up. But then I was like, this big hook here is just floating in the air. I don't want that. So I found a thing that, it's like a peg for a key, but it's like pretty and ornate, and it's gonna hang off that, but still like up against the wall so it doesn't bang around. So really liking how that turned out. Loving that, even though I can't show it to you because of the dome glass. But just see my whole recording. Look, it's me. Ooh, maybe I should make that my cover. We'll see. We'll see what I get up to. So anyway, really like that. So start, finish. It was very small. I think it was 1,200 stitches. So by the time I did I usually work on something for like a couple days and then I swap it out. By the time I did my couple days, I was done. So I was like, well, perfect. My page for this one. This was from a coloring book. This was from a thing that said like, let's get lost, like go on an adventure. And I was like, nope. There's the back. I really like that. I've been doing my pages for a little while, and what was in this? That's another start. I think I'm getting better at them slowly. It's amazing how if you practice, you get better at stuff. Nope, if we're going in order, that's not the next one. This one is. All right, so third new start is Take This by, I think it's Borealis is how you say it. And they have some really cool pop culture designs. I'm a big Zelda nerd. I played all the Game Boy games growing up. And I don't have a page for this one though, because I didn't want to cut up any of my Zelda stuff, so I have to go print Zelda stuff, and I have to do that at work. I have to use their ink. But this one is also not very big. I think it's maybe 4,000 stitches. It's like a nice medium to small. Ooh, and I hope you don't mind creases. Goodness, Lauren. Iron stuff. There is where I'm at. So I'm working on the bottom and the heart container. I really like the graphic, almost like sampler style motifs, but they're all things from the game. Very cool. I like the color palette. This is 14 count Taupe Stone. And this is actually the same kind of fabric as is in, that I did the possums on. And I bought it at my local quilting shop who has a small selection of cross stitch stuff. And I was originally going to do this just on some more of that I had, but 18 count made it so small. It was like this big on 18 count. It was like the size of a 4x6 picture. And I was like, that's too small. So I went back and just prayed that they had the same fabric in 14 count, and they did. So I think that is going to look really cool. I think it's going to look kind of like a stone plaque or something, like a carving with gold embossing. I think it's going to look really neat. So very pleased with how that is coming. Sorry I didn't iron that. I should have. It was really wrinkled. If it was just a little wrinkled, that's one thing. But it was really wrinkled. But I've got it in my retro project bag. I feel like that's very perfect. This feels very like 90s to me. And that's when I was playing all the games. I'm definitely going to find like a retro. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where you go? The stack is falling apart. A retro like map or something from the old games as part of my page, because don't get me wrong, do I love Twilight Princess, Breath of the Wild, what's the newest one? Tears of the Kingdom. Absolutely love all those games, but there is something about those old games that still sticks with me. Because I'm old. I'm an elder millennial now. All right. Man, I feel like I'm just like blasting through these, but I'm enjoying all of them. So I'm enjoying talking to you all about them. So my 4th MAYnia start. Did I make a page for this one? I think I did. Yes. Is Cemetery Gate by Martha's Garden XStitch on Etsy. And I was at first, I was like, I cannot find this person anywhere. They don't have an Instagram. They don't have, and I was like, is this AI? You got to watch out anymore. You got to be extra super duper careful about everything anymore. But she just makes like beginner stitches. She has a Pinterest. She's very nice. She's very sweet. And she just makes simple designs that are kind of intended for beginners. And they're so cool. They're so vibrant and colorful. So I put it up. That was Cemetery Gate. Put it up whenever I feel like it. Cemetery Gate. And it's just a little thing. I think it might be 3,500 stitches. And, ooh. And hang on. Let's make life a little better for the viewing public. We gotta touch the table again. Oh no. Oh, so many wiggles. Oh, it's like an earthquake. There we go. There is my quote unquote start. I think I'm already like 45% done. It is super vibrant. It is a fun stitch. It is really nice to work on. I struggle. A bunch of new people here, so I am slightly blue-yellow colorblind. Colorblindness is a spectrum. I am blue-yellow colorblind. My mom was blue-yellow colorblind. She was worse than I am, definitely. So I am stitching on this, and in the picture, these flowers are a much brighter blue. And I'm like, man, I thought these flowers were blue. I'm just stitching away. And my sister comes over and is like, oh, those blue flowers are so pretty. I'm like, okay, it's a me thing. I can't. So to me, these look white and gray. Very, very similar in color to this thing. But hopefully you can see that they are blue. They're very pretty. I like the red gate. I think it is going to be a very cute, very pretty, again, just like, oh, I know it's a little spooky. Spring thing. I've been really in the mood for spring stitching. Hopefully when, summer comes, I'll be really in the mood for summer stitching. And I can fill my walls every season. My goal is no blank walls. That's why I'm redoing my hallway, so there can be no blank walls. Here, I'll pull out the... So, here. Yeah, because I don't have any of the flosses for the wood. There are the colors of the flowers. And I can see that this one is pretty blue, but the other two look gray to white. So that's what was throwing me off the whole time. And this is why I need 2 more, because this is my project bag. And this is much more of a notions bag in my book, but it's doing double duty for this little guy. He can handle being in this small bag. But honestly, Sarah, my sister, needs to get her butt in gear and make me stuff for me. Whenever I start stitching something, she's like, is that for me? I'm like, not everything has to be for you. So I think it needs to be a fair trade. Here's my page for a Cemetery Gate. So this is a coloring page. This was a coloring page. And I really like the skull and the like dancing skeleton. Everyone playing a violin. Like, I just like that. And then I colored in a few of the flowers to kind of match-ish. Again, I thought those flowers were way more blue. And then just the back. It's just kind of grungy. I know the candles in the piece are white, but I wanted to get the red in there somehow. So, I really like that page. It was fighting me for a while, but I like it now. All right, last one. Last one. This is my final MAYnia start, and I started it this morning because I wanted to have all of them have a little start in them. Also, this is the final week of May, and so I got it out, and this is Persephone's Garden by Jed XStitch. Jessica DeSouza, I think is her last name. She's Jed on both Instagram, her Ko-fi, which is where I got this pattern. She just did one in Just Cross Stitch magazine, and I think they credit her as both, but she's Jed there too. And I just love that. I'm like, that is such a cool nickname. So I got it started. I'm in love. I saved this one for last because I knew that it implants in Petrichor. I was like, I'm going to be in love. And honest to gosh, there's nothing I started that I am not in love with. I enjoyed every single one of these. I agonized over the list for a little while, but it was worth it because I picked some good ones for me personally. I love these things. So here's my start. You can see how big this sucker's going to be. Here's my little start. Only one evening of stitching, or one morning of stitching. But it's already so pretty. So I am stitching. I don't have a page for this one because I'm behind. But this is stitched on 14 count light denim by Atomic Ranch. I think it's going to be a perfect complement to the purples and pinks. And it has some teals, like seafoam colors up here in the leaves of the tree. I think it'll all pop really nicely. It's going to be so freaking beautiful. I really like her designs. She's on my list of 48 favorite designers. I really like her designs. I think she has a great eye for color, which, as we just talked about, I do not. So I have to trust other people to do, cool things. And then I just get to have it when I stitch it. I was really lucky. I had this piece in exactly the right dimensions. As you can see, this was a remnant I bought. And it was just like marked, and it's the perfect size for this piece. So I'm looking forward to stitching on that a little more when I'm done recording this. This fabric's also like buttery soft. Very nice. I think that's everything. Man, I really thought this was going to be a way longer episode. I was just yammering, and I can get talking. If you need someone in the background just talking and yapping your ear off, I'll be that for you because I can do it. I am planning a girls' day with my stitchy friend, Devin, I was talking about earlier, down to Charleston, West Virginia. We go to the Village Sampler down there. If you're remotely in the area, which we're 3 hours away. So that's what go check out the Village Sampler. It is a fantastic shop dedicated to cross stitch and needlepoint. It is wonderful. So that is my local cross stitch shop. That's who I think of as my local cross stitch shop. And I cannot wait to go down there and raid their remnants bin and buy fabric that I won't use for 4 years. So hopefully maybe I'll do that. I'm hoping we're going to be able to do that in June. I'm not a big haul person. I very rarely buy things without the intention of using it. I do some, I do unboxings for mystery boxes and things like that. But I don't tend to build up stash except fabric. and I will show off fabric if I buy it. But I don't tend to buy patterns unless I'm planning to start it right away. Again, thank you so much to Nicole at Thistle and Thread and Megan at the Seattle Stitcher. I really, really appreciate the shout out and all the new faces here. I hope you guys enjoyed my ramblings and new projects and old projects, and I don't know, I'm gonna be here stitching away. So I hope you like it. Blah, 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 blah. I hope you like it and will join me again. I don't know. I can't talk. That tells me I should shut up and and go. All right, guys. Have a wonderful summer. Have a wonderful, if it's cold and rainy where you are, enjoy it. If it's warm and sunny where you are, enjoy it. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.